Hi guys. Tonight we settle into the endless sweep of a frozen North American plain. You can almost feel the sting of the wind on your cheeks, sharp as a knife, while your boots crunch through drifts that seem to swallow your legs whole. Every breath you pull in is so cold it feels like glass shards dancing in your throat. And as you stand there, surrounded by this brutal expanse of white and grey, you can't help but wonder, how did anyone manage to sleep here without simply turning into a human icicle by dawn? Honestly, you probably wouldn't survive this night, not without some serious tricks up your sleeve. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And I'd love to know where you're tuning in from, so drop your location and your local time in the comments. Now, dim the lights. Your eyes adjust to the dim horizon where the snow meets the sky, the whole landscape muffled and hushed under its blanket. There is no traffic hum, no glow of cities, only the rasp of wind dragging itself across the flat plain. A line of smoke curls upward in the distance, defying the elements, and you find yourself drawn toward it. Each step is heavier than the last, your breath already frosting your lashes, but still you move toward that faint promise of warmth. You imagine the people who lived here centuries ago, people who knew the cold intimately, yet still managed to build homes that turned this frozen wilderness into something survivable. The snow presses against your boots, creaking like old wood with every stride, and your ears ache from the icy wind. In your mind you trace the history. Entire nations of Native Americans who lived through winters harsher than what you're enduring in this little stroll. One fact often overlooked is how ingenious their shelters were. Not just basic tents, but carefully engineered systems of hide, wood, and fire, tested by generations who couldn't afford failure. The mainstream historians point out that buffalo hides, sewn together in thick layers, were an essential barrier against the wind, more effective than the flimsy canvas Europeans later tried to use. It's not just a detail, it was life or death. You pause, squinting at the faint smoke ahead, and think about a more curious piece of trivia. Some tribes actually smeared the outer hides with mud or clay when storms were fierce, creating a crust that froze solid and acted like natural plaster. It's quirky, almost counterintuitive, adding wet material in sub-zero weather, but the hardened shell turned into insulation, not unlike a primitive igloo wall. This kind of adaptation reminds you that ingenuity wasn't a luxury out here. It was the only way forward.